Hey guys, Fifth Leaf here. Today I'm bringing to you episode 1 of a new series that I've been kind of thinking about doing for a long time, has been requested within my friend group. It's called VGC as easy as 1, 2, 3. You see the logo up on the screen. I'm super excited to bring this to you guys. As a friend of mine put it, there aren't a lot of VGC or intro to competitive Pokemon videos or series that are geared towards people who know nothing about competitive Pokemon. Most videos out there only refer to people who already at least somewhat have at least a minimal grasping to the competitive formats and kind of where to start. So this is my kind of VGC for dummies, going into this without any knowledge of the competitive format and only have been playing casually through the games as like their story mode and stuff. This has been an idea of mine for a while now, and I'm super excited to finally put this out there. I will be hoping to make this a weekly series, 1 video a week. We'll see how that does. Worst case scenario, if I skip a week, it will guarantee be out the next week. This is something that I will be putting out weekly, if not bi-weekly. So yeah, I'm super excited to do this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So without further ado, we're gonna get started with episode/class 1. Today, we're gonna be talking about what VGC is, where do you start, prerequisites to getting into VGC, vocabulary words that will help you benefit for the rest of this series, resources that you should bookmark, and the type effectiveness chart. Figure we'll start in pretty simple. What is VGC? It stands for Video Game Championships, and it's basically the official format for competition. So this is where you'll be battling people for titles and prizes and, you know, a bunch of random other stuff. This is the officially recognized format for competitive Pokemon. You could argue that there are others like Smogon, but Smogon isn't recognized at an official level from the Pokemon Company. So where do you start? It's simple. All you have to do is you have to own a copy of the game and play through it. And as of right now, you do need to play through the DLCs because this will give you access to all of the current available Pokemon and items and all that stuff. Prerequisites to getting into competitive Pokemon. Like I said, you need to own your own copy of Pokemon Sword and or Shield, a Nintendo Switch, an internet connection, a Pokemon Trainer Club account, the link will be below to sign up for one, and time. You need lots and lots of time for many different things, grinding certain Pokemon, grinding items, grinding just a lot of different grinding. This game really is grind central, and you have to do a lot of it to even build one team. Vocabulary. VGC, as we mentioned, stands for Video Game Championships. Like I said, this is the official format you guys will be playing in. A Pokemon's base stats. Base stats are a numerical array for each of a Pokemon's 6 attributes. Those attributes being HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. As you see at the top right, I have an array. It's HP 114, attack 85, defense 70, special attack 85, special defense 80, and speed 30. Right now, I don't want you to pay attention to anything under that, but those numbers at their core value is a Pokemon's base stats. This kind of helps you figure out what kind of Pokemon that Pokemon is. So are they a support Pokemon? Are they your sweeper? What are they? For example, this Pokemon has an HP of 114, which means they have a lot more HP. They have a special defense of 80. They have a special defense of 70, which isn't too great, but matched with an HP of 114, it can make for a pretty bulky Pokemon. An attack stat of 85 and a special attack of 85, which means both their physical attacks and their special attacks will be doing pretty similar damage. Speed 30 means he's a very slow Pokemon. So looking at this, I can tell that this is probably going to be a support type Pokemon. Doesn't have too high attack, but is somewhat bulky. So that's what your base stats are, is basically the genetic makeup of your Pokemon. IVs, they stand for individual values. An IV tells you how good any given stat is, and those numbers range from 0, which is no good, to 31, which is best. There are some scenarios where you want 0 stats. I'm not going to get too in depth with this because this will all be covered in a future video. This is really just the intro. So there are good scenarios where you could have a no good stat, but generally the higher the stat, the better. Effort values, or EVs. These are the amount of points a Pokemon has trained into any given stat to better performance of that stat. When explaining this to my friends, I like to explain it as, think about yourself going to the gym, right? You have your base stats, which I explained as your genetic makeup, right? Who you are, your basic DNA, right? So EVs are how much training you put into whatever you're working on. So for example, your HP could be your whole body. Your attack would be like, how hard can you throw a punch? Your special attack could be, how hard can you throw a snowball? Your defense would be, how hard can you take a punch? Your special defense would be, how much does it hurt when you get hit by a snowball, right? And your speed is obviously like how fast you can run, right? Pretty straightforward. So throughout the game, and like I said, we'll touch on these things kind of in the future, but once you have a Pokemon bred with the correct stats that you need, with the correct IVs that you need, what happens is you need to train those stats and add effort values into those stats. And this can be done of many different ways, again, which we will be going into in a future video. Abilities. Every Pokemon has abilities. So for example, on the bottom right, you'll see my Colossal that I used to participate in Players Cup 3 with. It has the ability Steam Engine. What this does is when this Pokemon is hit by a water move or a fire move, it gets increased speed. At its core, that is its ability. Every Pokemon has at least one ability or one of a number of abilities. Some Pokemon have 2 abilities and a hidden ability. Some Pokemon have 1 ability and a hidden ability, but at any given time, a Pokemon always is only able to use one of its abilities at a time. A nature. This is a Pokemon's personality. And a Pokemon's personality, believe it or not, does affect the Pokemon's stats. So, for example, let's say relaxed, right? Relaxed is a certain type of nature you can have on a Pokemon. I run my Gothitelle relaxed. Relaxed gives your Pokemon increased defense, decreased speed. So your nature also has something to do with your stats. Held items, straightforward, items to be held by a Pokemon, right? Resources, these are important. Bookmark these. Cerebi.net, Pikalytics.com, and PokemonShowdown.com. Those 3 you need bookmarked, and I'm going to show you real quick those websites. Cerebi, this is the main hub of all news Pokemon. We basically learn about events that are taking place. There are tons of databases. For example, let's go into the Gen 8 attack decks, right? Click on the type of attack, so bugs, right? These are all the type of bug attacks that are available in the game. You could also go into the item decks. Tells you about all types of items in the game. So let's look at berries. These are all the types of berries in the game. They also have the Pokedex. So Sword and Shield Pokedex, which is Gen 8 and filtered by type. And let's go into Fairy type. And 3, 2, 1, stop. We're gonna go into Primarina. I actually really enjoy Primarina. This page right here is gonna tell you everything you need to know about this Pokemon, even down to like what it's called in different countries, right? Its typing, which is very important. It's a water fairy type. Its abilities, it has Torrent, and it has a hidden ability, Liquid Voice. What it's weak to. So we can see here that it's weak to electric type moves, grass type moves, poison type moves. And yeah, what levels it evolves at, where to find it, which in this case, this Pokemon can only be brought into Pokemon Sword and Shield through Pokemon Home, or through events, or you could breed it in Sword and Shield, obviously. It has all of its moves that it learns via leveled up, all the moves that it's allowed to learn via TM or TR, moves that it learns by breeding, moves that it learns via move tutors, and the max moves that its attacks turn into when it's Dynamaxed. And then at the bottom, you have all of its base stats. HP 80, attack 74, 74 defense, 126 special attack, 116 special defense, and speed 60. So literally everything you need to know about a Pokemon will be on this page. So Cerebi.net is very important for you to bookmark. This other website is Prerequisites. This is how you can analyze the meta, how you can know what's popular, what's not popular, and you can see how people are running different Pokemon. So for example, 39% of teams are running Incineroar, 31% of teams are running Tapu Fini, 27% of teams are running Gastrier. So these are like literally separated by their usage, so you can see like where the meta is kind of shifting at its current moment. And just like Cerebi, it'll tell you all its base stats. However, what's cool about this website is it tells you what percentage of people are using its moves and what move sets are the most popular. So 99% of people who run this Pokemon have Fake Out, 91% have Flare Blitz, Parting Shot, Taunt. Like it literally goes by its most usage, which can kind of teach you how to run that Pokemon. It shows you what its most common teammates are. 46% of people who have Incineroar also have Tapu Fini. 42% of people also have Gastrier on their team. Their most common items. The most common item is the Sugar Berry at 25% of people, but it also has a pretty wide range of used items. So that's why the number one percentage is a little lower. So at 25%, the Sugar Berry is used. But as you can see, it's literally a lot. It's just a lot more, right? It shows you what the most common ability is used. So Intimidate is at 99%. Blaze is at 0.083%. It also shows you the most common EV spreads that are used. And honestly, like, you don't have to go by any of these. You can build your Pokemon however you want. This is just showing you how other people are running them. So either you can build just like them or you can build against them, right? So yeah. Another thing you can do on Prerequisites is they have a team builder, right? This is kind of what I was working with when I was building a team. I have a few teams here, actually. You can separate it by format. So obviously VGC 2021 is what we're in right now. And we have my teams that I've made. Before I deleted my history, I had a lot more here, but this is kind of a Paris Trap team I'm working on, or was working on for a draft league. This is what I was working on for PC3. And all you literally need to do, watch, we'll start a new team and I'll kind of show you how it works. New team. All right, so let's say I want to run Tapu Fini, and if you don't want to run Tapu Fini, you could type some Pokemon up here. So we'll do that for the sake of the video. Right, and we click Tapu Fini, and that gives us the Tapu Fini with a blank slate. We pick its item, its ability, spreads, moves. So let's just go. We're gonna go with Wiki Berry, which is my personal favorite to run on a Tapu Fini, Misty Surge, and we'll use the Calm Nature spread of 244 HP and 248 special defense and 12 defense. Moves, we'll go with Muddy Water, Moonblast, Protect, and we'll go with Calm Mind. Pretty standard Tapu Fini, if you ask me. And then you just do that 5 more times and you have a team. But yeah, that's how Prerequisites works. One other thing I do want to show you about this website is that it has damage calculation. So let's go back to my Fini actually. Team builder, Fini, damage calc, right? So it'll load my Tapu Fini in with the exact stats that I just built it, right? So this is how we see what moves kill Pokemon and what moves do we survive. So that's Prerequisites. And that'll bring us to our last basically like last site that I want to tell you about, which is Pokemon Showdown. This saves so much work. This website has saved me a lot, right? So you click play, it'll bring you to this screen, right? And they have team builder, they have the ladder, which basically just tells you everyone's ranks. You can watch people battle and you can find people. So let's go into team builder. These are basically the teams I was playing around with. This is a Paris Trap for my draft league. This is my PC3 team. This is the PC3 team before I updated it. So what you do is you create a team, right? And we'll go in with this team right here. You choose its item, its ability, its moves, all of its stats. And what you actually do is you can take this team and you can practice it online. Let's say we go into VGC 2021. There's our team right there, week 9. Or we can change it to another one of our teams, PC3, right? And this tests our team before we even breed it within the game, which is super helpful because it's always really feel bad if you breed a whole team in the game and then it just sucks, right? So again, you don't have to do this, but this saves, in my opinion, saves a lot of time, and you can kind of see where your team falters and, you know, where it's good, where it's bad. Very helpful. Now, if we go back to our resources list, I have other helpful websites. So we have Bulbapedia, which I have up here, and YouTube. YouTube might be very self-explanatory and very obvious because obviously you're here right now, right? I use YouTube still. I've been playing VGC since X and Y, and I still use YouTube. There's still things in the game that I like to see and that I need to see. Like, for example, they show tournaments here, they show how to get certain items that you don't already have, they show anything that you need to learn will be found on YouTube. Use that resource. Bulbapedia is basically just Cerebi but harder to navigate, so this website could also be useful. Let's close out of these. And all of these links will also be below in the description for you to copy and paste into your browser. So now that resources are done, we are going to move into our next important thing. Let's actually go back into where is it? Present. There it is. Let's move into our next page, which is our Generation 8 type effectiveness chart. This is what types of Pokemon take damage from what types of Pokemon, right? So if I have a fighting type move, I'm dealing two times damage to a normal type, but I also only do half damage against flying type, and I can't hit ghost type at all if I have fighting. So this is the attacking side, this is the defending side. This chart is so important to memorize. I don't fully have it down yet. There's still a few typings that I get confused sometimes because they're so similar in like what they do with those types of moves, but I am always referring to this chart when I need to. There's not much to say here. Memorize this chart. If there's one piece of advice that I want you to take from this video, memorize this chart. Now, homework and question of the week. Yes, you have homework. First part homework, memorize the vocab. Important, but not the most important thing in the world. There were a lot of terms thrown at you, so just do your best there. But the homework I care the most about, memorize the type effectiveness chart. Before next video, I want you to know everything about that type effectiveness chart. And that leads us to our question of the week. What made you want to learn how to play competitive Pokemon? I want to know what made you want to learn how to play. So comment that down in the comment section, as well as one other thing that I didn't mention. Let's go back to our vocab page. See this stat sheet right here? The first viewer who guesses what Pokemon this is will receive a shiny version of that Pokemon battle ready. This is the first video in the series, and to celebrate that, I want to do a giveaway early. So whoever guesses what this Pokemon is first, the first comment that guesses this Pokemon will get a shiny version of that Pokemon battle ready, which means it's ready to throw on a team. It's already trained, everything's already done with item. You will get this Pokemon. So answer that and the question of the week down in the comments. I'm so happy to everyone that took time to watch this video. I really hope you learned a lot. I'll see you down in the comments. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Peace out.